Hello, Kelly. This is Steve Schroeder with Bowling Rewards. I'm the Vice President of Marketing. That program we're putting in Ron Daniels Center over at Suburban Lanes, where you, I believe, work with him in serving Coca-Cola. And I wanted to explain to you what we plan on doing with Ron so that you can have a good value prop here. And by the way, I think we can do some special things for Coca-Cola. As you know, Pepsi is huge in the bowling arena. I think the sport of bowling is Pepsi's 10th largest client worldwide, and they have a lock-in with the BPAA. And I believe that we can get Coke in there and replace in a vast majority of these centers, starting now, get Coke in there with this strategy, because we have now several hundred proprietors now, and if you do what we're talking about here, they'll all move to Coke because of our program, what we're able to do, and how it makes sense on what I'm going to describe where you can do with Ron. So maybe you test it here with Ron. If it works, which it will, or as fast as you want, I can explain the value prop to all of our clients, let them know, and then we can cut a deal and replace Coke where all the centers are using Pepsi. And it'll just spread really quick because of what we're doing here. So think about that as we go through this. And not only can we do it in bowling, we can do it anywhere. We have a whole program called Loyal Patron to the entire restaurant industry with US Foods. And we can move all the restaurants away from Pepsi into Coke, kind of lock Coke in on an exclusive with this whole loyalty situation, and really grow the brand. So let's get to Ron's strategy and then realize we can do this all over the place and are willing to talk to Coca-Cola about locking out the competitor like Pepsi if you wish, both for bowling, restaurants, whatever, any location where the brand is served. So first of all, what Ron's going to do, is he's installing our program. Now we have proprietary aspects in customer loyalty that no other company has. I don't want to really go into all the details about that here. I want to talk more about the concept of what we're going to do. But we do email marketing, text messaging, fundraising. We do, gift, rewards, membership, loyalty. We do all of this stuff all on one card. We're so far ahead in the space that it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, today, just to give you an example, Starbucks is a huge company, industry leader. They can't even put rewards on the Starbucks card, let alone try to take your Starbucks card into Chili's and hand the Chili's waitress your Starbucks card and tell her to go ahead and enroll you in the Chili's rewards program on the Starbucks card while keeping the balance exclusive and separate for Starbucks. If you just ask that, they think you're from another planet. This is how bad the loyalty arena is when our Fortune 100 companies really don't even know how to put rewards on the same card as their gift card. So we do all of this on one card with fundraising components and membership aspects and loyalty things, way ahead of the marketplace in that arena. So we can do some pretty amazing things for Coke. So sorry for that kind of off, focused intro, but that's kind of what it is. Now, the main gist of what I want to talk to you about, what we're going to do with Ron here, is how we can lift the pour rate everywhere Coke is served. And it's really simple with our solutions, and they just never have been done before, but we can do them now. And it really puts a hurt on the competitors and increases the pour rate everywhere you have a presence. So here's the concept. Now, first of all, just real quick before I get into it, the Pepsi guy was just on I think he was just featured on some article with Foursquare on how valuable he thought that Foursquare was because it could communicate with people when they were 9 blocks from a place that served the brand. This is the idea of Foursquare and Facebook and all the social media. Well, imagine being able to communicate with the customers not when they're 9 blocks from the brand, but when they're 9 inches from the brand. And that's what we can do inside of Suburban Lanes or anywhere. So the customer is already there. They come to Suburban Lanes to bowl. They really don't come to Suburban Lanes to drink Coke. We just serve it, oh, by the way, when they come to bowl. Now, a game of bowling is $4 or $5. So a Coke might be only $2 or $3. So imagine if we communicate with the customer when they're inside of Suburban Lanes, that we already serve Coke there, and we pay them more than the Coke is worth to go ahead and buy it by giving them a free game of bowling every time they order a large Coke, maybe even a limit of 2 per day. Just to give you an idea, we tried this with Pepsi in one center, and the owner was panic-stricken within a couple hours of us posting the sign, which talked about, hey, earn a free game of bowling just by ordering a large Pepsi. He had people ordering 4 and 5 Pepsis at a time, dumping them out in the drinking fountain because the Pepsi was cheaper than the game of bowling. So that's how easy it is to build the pour rate of Coca-Cola. We can simply reward people with a free game of bowling worth $4 or $5, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. The game of bowling is worth more than the Coke. So of course people are going to order Coke, because here's the situation. They walk into Suburban Lanes right now and they say, okay, Ron, let me have a game of bowling. Okay, $4 or $5, Steve, bang. Now, can you imagine the difference when we just ask them this? Well, Steve, do you want to give me $4 or $5 for a game of bowling and that's all you'll get? Or do you prefer to give me $2 or $3 for a large Pepsi and we'll give you the game of bowling free? See, which one do you think we're going to take? It wouldn't matter if they didn't even like Pepsi or Coke. They're going to take Coke. Well, shoot, what are you saying, Ron? You mean I can give you $3 or $4 and get nothing, or $2 or $3 and get the game and a Coke? Of course they're going to take Coke. And we can load Cokes onto their card. We can even have a Coke as a custom currency, which we can talk to you about later, where everybody gets driven to the brand. So obviously by paying people to purchase a Coke more than the Coke is worth, well, we can lift the pour rate substantially. Now, Ron wouldn't do this unless we had some support from Coke in the form of, let's say, some free product or, support, this kind of a thing. But should you do that, and we can talk about the numbers, it's a huge advantage for Coca-Cola. For example, you might give them $5,000 worth of product of Coke syrup over the year, but that's probably going to lift the pour rate by $30,000 a year, maybe more. We've lifted pour rates by double some of the centers with Pepsi with 5,000, 6,000, so that's $60,000 a year for a little bit of product. So it's a huge ROI winner for Coke, and we can talk about the numbers later. So that's the first step. We start paying people to buy Coke, and we pay them more than what the Coke is worth, and thus they start buying the Coke. Now, second of all, we can brand the Coke logo all over the place, inside of the center, on our marketing materials, even on the very card itself, which I believe we even have a sample for you. And this brand is not just a normal branding. As you know, Forrester's research has indicated that major brands like Coke or Pepsi, Fortune 100 type brands, that if you can have your brand viewed when 2 or 3 key retail emotions are happening at the transaction, it's worth about $500 million. Now, obviously, it's not worth $500 million to Ron. We're only in Suburban. But if we take it nationwide, now we're looking at some things. But the idea is to have the Coke brand viewed when there's goodwill and rewards to the customer, when there is fundraising benefits, when we're supporting their heartfelt need, and even if there's green benefits, which there are with that. So all 3 of these things happen at the time of the transaction when the Coke brand is viewed, and we can have thank you emails going out that say sponsored by Coca-Cola. So we have a proprietary fundraising program on top of the gift and the rewards, which puts a lot of goodwill toward the Coke brand. So even though Ron might be the one donating 50 cents or $1 to their church, school, or Boy Scouts when they come in, guess who gets the credit for it? Coca-Cola, because it says sponsored by Coke. So all over the town, every one of Ron's customers has his card in a wallet, looking at the Coke brand and logo, knowing they get rewards, knowing they get paid, knowing that their church gets funded. All these good things happen, and they keep seeing the Coke brand. It says sponsored by Coca-Cola. So that's what we can do in a nutshell. It's very powerful. We can go nationwide. We can talk to you about that. And kids are a little crazy here now. So give me a call at 562-201-2580. We can drill down a little bit. We can test it at Suburban Lanes with Ron. And we can talk to you about replacing Pepsi all over the place. Not only in the bowling center, but in restaurants as well, if you'd like to do that. But let's make sure it works with Ron first, and then go from there. Okay, thanks for your time. You take care. Bye-bye.